Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, I'm Josh Spiegel, host of the podcast Lunatic in the Newsroom. If you enjoy journalism that drifts into mild panic, wild overthinking, and a guaranteed nervous breakdown, Lunatic in the Newsroom is for you. It's news like you've never heard before. The only newsroom with a panic button. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and gasp in horror as the show spirals completely out of control. It's not just news, it's emotionally unstable. Lunatic in the Newsroom. Listen today.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a real-life medium? Then this is the podcast for you. In this show, you'll learn how to open your heart to spirit, hear adventures I've experienced as an award-winning psychic medium and teacher. Plus, I'm going to give you some psychic information and insight into what the future holds for our increasingly crazy world. Tune in every Friday and get ready to connect to the other side. I'm Jen, and I'll be your guide starting right now.
Okay, so this was a little tricky to do the podcast today, and we're just going to give it a little whirl here because my podcast equipment is actually down in my office and someone's sleeping in there, so I can't get it. But I have this cute little microphone, and we're going to see if this sounds good. So if you're listening to this episode, then you'll be like, it sounds a little bit different, and that is why. So I woke up this morning at around 6. And had crazy dreams last night. So I'm going to tell you my crazy dreams. And then I'm going to share about The Simpsons. So if you follow me on Instagram, which go do right now, elevate.hersoul on Instagram, that's where my main content is and always will be, because Facebook is like an afterthought now, where that used to be like where I was always at. And so I just did a reel about The Simpsons because I got crazy information. Now, here's my dream first. I'm going to tell you about my dream first. So my dream, one of my parts of my dreams was that fentanyl is being made on purpose in a government lab. Well, like everything else is. This is my dream. And there's going to be a higher than normal amount of fentanyl deaths. So there was a little bit of that in the news in the past, but this is going like this dream was crazy. Like it was like they were boxing it up and sending it out and dropping it out of an airplane, and I'm like, and then in my dream I'm like, why are they trying to kill everybody? Like it was just like, what is going on? So one of the things that came out of that dream was it's most likely psychic information. So if you ever have dreams sometimes and you wake up and then you remember them, notice that there's a feeling to it, like they feel like they kind of stick in your mind, right? And it's really hard to shake them. So not every dream that you have where you feel like it was sticky and you remember is psychic information, but it's almost kind of like a dream can be training you to notice the difference and understand what psychic information is, what a prediction is, and what a dream just is, or what your subconscious is trying to work out. So there's different layers to this, and only one of them is psychic information. So my feeling, which is clairsentience, after I came out of this dream was that, yeah, this is most likely probably going to happen in the future. Okay. Oh, I would say maybe because I am psychic, I'm actually a official psychic, professional psychic who gets paid to do what I do and teach what I do. I'm pretty confident in that this dream did feel very psychic to me. So there's that. Just crazy dreams lately. And I know it's like this super blue full moon that just happened. I was okay the day of the full moon, really, like maybe around, I could tell when like they said like the moon was coming out around 7 or something like this. By 4 p.m. I was like, I'm done. I don't feel good. I sometimes I get what's called the moon flu, the full moon flu, and I have to lie down. My body hurts, so I'm really affected by like the ocean tides would be affected, like I'm pulled kind of thing because there's water inside of me and all of us. But it really feels like I was it was crazier the day before. So the day before the blue moon, that's when I really felt things shift, massive, massive shifts. I had major shifts the day before the full moon. Things like talking about programming, which I just did a reel about The Simpsons. Talk about talk about programming and undoing programming, and like I woke up and I was like, oh my, did I microdose that day? I think I might have microdosed that day because I think I worked at the store. So yes, I microdosed with the microdose that I don't like. It's not the normal kind that I normally use. It's a different brand. It doesn't work as well, or maybe it does, and I'm just like not realizing it till now. I had so many shifts, such as I realized that we have been programmed our entire lives by the government, and they do this on purpose. So when you come to Earth, when you're born out of your mother's womb, you have like a couple of days where you're, I guess not even a couple of days, right? You get full of aluminum. They give you all these shots when you're born, so aluminum, and that starts the process. And then I guess you go to school and watch TV before you go to school, and there's I was like so angry. I'm like, they have programmed us for our entire lives. And I can see why they wouldn't like you to wake up, because you'll realize that they've been programming you and you get so angry. And then you realize that all the movies that you've watched about like government things and, secret labs and programming people are actually, they're telling you what they've done. Like it's literally right in our face. And I'm going to give you a list of movies. Like I was super angry. Like I was grieving. I was like, I've been programmed my whole life. That's why an awakening can be super scary and traumatic, because you feel like you've been asleep your whole life and now you wake up and you're like, I want to go back to sleep, which is why sometimes people say they don't want to be here anymore. It's just, it's too much. It's a lot of information, which is why you don't remember everything all at once, because you'd blow up. You'd spontaneously combust, most likely. So I'm going to give you a list of movies too, a list of movies to watch. Not really to test your psychic abilities, maybe to strengthen them. So I want you to watch these movies, okay? So the first movie I want you to watch is Don't Worry, Darling. Don't Worry, Darling. It has Olivia Wilde in it, and the dude from the boy band. I can't think of his name right now. It will blow your mind, but in a way that you're like, that feels right. That feels like that's actually happening. Okay, so I don't want to spoil it for you. Go watch Don't Worry, Darling. Second movie I want you to watch is Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. That is with Steve Carell, so Michael Scott from The Office, and Keira Knightley, which I thought would be like a weird match. I like, huh? But anyways, just and then the final movie I want you to watch is The Truman Show with Jim Carrey. Okay, so those are your list of movies to watch. And the reason why I want you to watch them is because I want you to have that feeling, like whoa, that whoa feeling. That is psychic information. That is a knowing awakening within you and a feeling awakening within you. Unless you're so heavily programmed that it would not affect you at all, right? Or you put a wall around you for protection that so you don't get oversensitized and you don't get, or you're so desensitized to everything that it won't affect you at all. That's a problem. But it could be your body's trying to protect you. But see if it's not too traumatic for you, watch those movies and see if there's like a whoa, what? Okay. That's like a part of you waking up from the dream. So here's what I believe. I awoken to the fact that this is a dream. So Earth, where our whole life is a dream. So we're dreaming. And I believe that we're probably awake in the spirit world or the other realm. I don't know what it's called. Maybe we think it's heaven, maybe it's utopia. But I think we're actually awake there and we're sleeping. We're having a sleepy dream here. And then all these moments of like what you call like a mind beep, or like oh, I had a aha moment. They're not aha moments. You're literally like when you go to when you sleep, when you're doing a lot of sleeping, you gotta wake up and go pee sometimes, right? So you wake up all groggy. You're like, huh. So sometimes you have moments of like, oh, I gotta go pee, and you wake up for a second, then you go back to sleep. Um, yeah, this is a lot of information coming at you at once if you don't know what I'm talking about. But just absorb it little by little if you can. And it might be too much information for you, but I believe this is a dream. So if you think about like how long ago it seemed like your kids were little. So my kids are now like my oldest is 22 now. I remember when he was like 3 and up all night, and we'd have to sit up all night on the pull-out couch watching Little Bear at 3 a.m. on Treehouse, right? That seems so far away, and you don't remember every little detail. What if that was because it was a dream? I'm not saying your kids aren't real, but the experience of having your kids, but that was a dream in the past, right? Everything feels so far away and you miss it, right? You're like, you just carry on. You just keep going on with the dream. There was other things. I think I wrote them down, but I was just like, so many. Oh my God. So if you go watch Don't Worry, Darling, like you don't expect it to turn out that way, but it's real. So they're telling you what they're doing. They're telling you what's happened to you, what they've done to you your entire life with TV, your phone, music. I tell you the music all the time. The music has vibrations in it that are programming you the whole time. Whenever I hear someone driving past and their music is blasting so loud, I always say, oh, they're running from their demons. Like, how can you listen to music so loud that you cannot, there's no way you could have a single thought? That's probably why they do it, right? Like, you're being programmed. People don't know that they're like that song "Cuff It" by Beyonce. I can't listen to it. There's a horrible vibration in it, and there is an interview somewhere. I think it's Kanye of saying they put a vibration into the music to program you, and I believe it because there's some songs that my kids will play in the car, and I'm like, turn it off right now. You know what's weird? I just thought of this now. Oh my God. So for years, and as long as I can remember, like, I think after we had kids or maybe before that, if Chad would play loud music in the house, I would literally feel like I was going crazy. My body would start to like feel like I had bugs crawling on it and inside of it. And I would feel like I wanted to turn my body inside out and I couldn't handle it. I would scream. I would be like, turn this off now. Like I would go over and hit the speaker and just turn it off, turn the radio off, I could not. Maybe that's why. What? That is a live, organic, authentic mind shift that just happened there. Wow, you got that live recording with this little microphone. I really hope it sounds okay. And there's 2 fans going. I did not bother to turn the fans off. Also, last night when I went to bed to lay down, I didn't turn my fan on. So my fan, we have like one of those oscillating fans. The fan was off. And then I sat down to do something and it turned on by itself. It turned on by itself. I was like, ha ha ha, not funny. Not funny, not funny. Okay, so go watch those movies that I told you. Now, so there's the fentanyl prediction. I wish I had positive things to tell you. Like maybe it's there is a utopia. It's just that we don't get there until we die. Like I don't know. And then the Truman Show, I believe I have watched that movie a long time ago. These are older. This is an older movie. Jim Carrey's like realizes in a TV show. And I just wrote on my Instagram post under the reel, it's like you're literally watching a play. You're part of a play. And there's a quote by Jim Carrey that says, "Relax, man. You're a part of a play." I feel like we're like sometimes we're in the audience and sometimes we're watching the play, right? So we're watching things play out right now. So literally the word play is in that sentence when people say this. We're watching things. I'm just watching things play out. Play. We're watching a play. World is burning. It's a play. Yes, it's very real. There's fires and things that are being destroyed. This has been planned all along. This is the Simpsons thing. They're not psychic. The Simpsons are not psychic. People are like, oh, the Simpsons predicted it again. The creator of the Simpsons, Matt Groening, is so psychic. No, he's not. He's not psychic. He's part of the elites, and he needs to tell everybody the plan. But then because you're in a program or you're watching programming. Like, watch the scene in Don't Worry, Darling with the girl with the things and the eyeballs. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but watch that part. That's what's happened to you. I need to get angry. This is what has happened to you. And it's still happening, right? So, like, I don't really, I like movies, but I don't, because I know that what they truly are, programming you, letting you, like, okay. So, as you all know, I'm a Harry Potter fan. 2 tattoos, Lumos and Expecto Patronum, okay, on my wrist. I had not seen The Secrets of Dumbledore because I don't like Fantastic Beasts, that series of the Harry Potter series. I don't like that. It's like the stories of when Dumbledore was younger. First of all, did you know Dumbledore was gay? I didn't. And I'm like, what? Anyways, so I was watching the, not that it matters, but I was like shocked. I'm like, what is going on here? Um, Anyways, I was starting to watch it. I watched maybe 30 minutes of this movie before I fell asleep. I was like, I can't watch this anymore because, first of all, they killed an animal. The bad Grindelwald guy literally slits the throat of a killer or something like this. And so he can see the future. And then they keep talking about how the world is burning, like everything's just fires everywhere and the world is burning. And there was like a reference to like Hitler and like with Grindelwald, and like he gets off scot free, politics. They don't have enough evidence to prove that he did anything wrong. Meanwhile, he murdered millions of people. So I'm like, they're literally telling you what they did and what they're doing. Oh my god. I mean, I hope you see this. I hope that you. I want to tell you what happens in Don't Worry, Darling, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But I hope they take those eyeball things off of you so that you can close your eyes to see. Like, that's what psychic is you have to close your eyes to see, right? You're only noticing like the laundry basket. Oh my god, my laundry basket is full of laundry. You're only seeing the bed, the dog, the window, the shades are down, the fan. You have to close your eyes to see the psychic things, the things that are purely true. Some things in this world that you see with your eyes are not real and they're not true. So, like, I want you to really feel into that. Okay. This podcast episode is going to be very short because I'm a little bit worried about what it sounds like. So there's that. So watch those movies and send me a DM on Instagram and let me know what you thought about them. And if you went, oh my God, oh my, like, whoa, like that. That's you waking up a little bit, just a little bit. And I feel like you would not be listening to my podcast if you were completely programmed. It just wouldn't make sense. All right. Thank you guys for listening to this very short episode. I hope it sounds okay. I love you guys and think you're amazing. My name is Jen Abra. Please follow me on Instagram, elevate.hersoul. Please rate and review this podcast. It really helps me. And I think you guys are amazing. Have an awesome, awesome pretend weekend. That's not really a weekend because time's not real. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, I'm Josh Spiegel, host of the podcast Lunatic in the Newsroom. If you enjoy journalism that drifts into mild panic, wild overthinking, and a guaranteed nervous breakdown, Lunatic in the Newsroom is for you. It's news like you've never heard before. The only newsroom with a panic button. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and gasp in horror as the show spirals completely out of control. It's not just news, it's emotionally unstable. Lunatic in the Newsroom. Listen today.